So back in 2021, I got the Platinum Trophy on the original version of Horizon Zero Dawn, and back in October of last year, this game got remastered to PS5, which some people liked, but there were also some people that didn't see the point in it. But as I got Platinum on the PS4 version 4 years ago now, I decided to finally buy the PS5 version of this game to see if it's any better and much more improved than the PS4 version, but most of all, I wanted to see if this Platinum was worth it. So in this video today, I will be getting the Platinum Trophy on Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered to see if it is worth it. So throughout this video, I'll be ranking these 4 categories through 1 to 10, with 1 being not enjoyable at all, and then 10 being extremely enjoyable and just all round perfect for that category. And I will also be ranking difficulty through 1 to 10 as well, with 1 not being a hard platinum at all, and then 10 being extremely difficult and essentially a platinum that was close to impossible. And I will also be comparing the difficulty to what the guide gives it and explaining whether I agree or disagree with that number from my experience. And by the end of this video, after I've got the platinum and also ranked all 5 categories, I will decide whether this game's platinum is worth it or not, in my opinion. And just one more thing before we get into the video, I decided to not do the DLC and save that for a separate video where I get all the trophies on it to see if it is worth it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and turn those notifications on so you don't miss that video and future others I upload on this channel. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the first step when going for this platinum was to play through the story as normal and complete certain side quests in the game. Now the reason I had to complete certain side quests in this game as a part of this first step was because you have to complete these specific side quests before the final story mission to get the only missable trophy in the game called All Allies Joined, which is to have all optional allies join the defense on the final mission. So whilst going through the story, I would also do those specific side quests to work towards that missable trophy. But after the game starting off with this really cool intro that gave me goosebumps, I can't lie, we go to Aloy, who is a kid at this point, and in this game there are plenty of different groups and clans, with one of them being called Outcasts, which is what Aloy is. And no one wants and can't talk to her or interact with her because she's an outcast. And that led to this cutscene right here where this woman with these kids didn't talk to Aloy and were very rude and horrible to her because of that reason, which was sad. But right after that, Aloy falls down this ruin to later find this device which is called a focus, which we would use throughout the game to scan machines' weak points and follow trails, etc. But once Rost, who is Aloy's guardian, finds Aloy, he decides to train her on how to hunt, survive, and most importantly, kill machines. So we spent this mission just learning how to heal and craft arrows and kill machines. But later on, we saved this boy who was surrounded by machines by using our focus to see where the machines would walk to, and after saving him, I got my first trophy in the game. But after getting that trophy, that same kid that we saw earlier that was glaring at us for being an outcast ends up throwing rocks at Aloy, to where Aloy catches the rock and earns aura points, in my opinion. And after catching that rock, we had our first decision to make in the game. So using our brain, we knock the rock from his hand, aim for his head, which is, I guess, is like the aggressive approach, and then we, I guess, follow our heart and just drop the rock. I think the last time I did this, I dropped the rock. I think when I played it on the PS4 version, I dropped the rock, and I'm almost certain that he carried on throwing rocks at me anyway. So because of that and that knowledge I have, I'm not going to hit him in the head. I'm not going to hit him in the head, but I'm going to knock it out of his hands. Hopefully that'll teach the little brat a lesson. Yeah, oh, what a shot. What a catch from Aloy, and then what a shot. But at this point, Aloy was asking why she is an outcast and why no one wants to speak to her. And for her to find out, she would have to be trained by Rost for years to be able to have the ability to get some answers. So fast forward around 10 years later, and Aloy is a grown woman who is 16 years old. And we were getting ready to compete in this event called the Proving, which was what Aloy had been training this long for, to compete in. As if you win, you become a member of the tribe, as she would no longer be an outcast. And as we were getting ready for the Proving, I had to fight my first big machine in the game called a Sawtooth. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this bad boy right here. So hopefully he doesn't see me. And I'm going to go here and just shoot it there. And then when he walks over to it, I'm going to spray him with fire arrows.
A few moments later.
Oh, here we go. Beautiful. Oh no, I think it's over now. Ah! No, 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 no. No. I might get do I get the Tripcaster back out? No, stop. I keep pressing the wrong button. Tripcaster. Come on, go into that, go into that, go into that. Go on, go into it. Yes! Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button. Oh, I should probably keep my distance. Ah! Okay. Please just burn. Oh my god, no! Oh my god, I got hit again. Okay, I'm gonna heal, and he should hopefully burn. Please die. Go on, die. Die. Thank you very much. And there's a trophy. Defeated the Sawtooth. Defeated the Sawtooth that threatened the Nora. Damn, I'm getting a call. I'm getting a call on my phone as I did that. Alright, level 4, let's go. Alright, let's answer this damn call. Alright, apologies everyone. That was my lovely girlfriend calling me. That was my lovely girlfriend. So, yeah, now that that call is over, we can now get back into the game. So after defeating that Sawtooth, I then had to enter the grounds of where the proving would be held. And before going into the place, Rost was saying this was the last time we'd ever see him. And he was basically saying his goodbyes, as he was saying that when Aloy wins the proving, she will become a member of the tribe. And apparently it's against the law for someone from the tribe to talk to an outcast. And this was pretty sad, but Aloy was saying that she would still see him regardless, but Rost was being a stubborn fool, I won't lie. But as we entered the room to sleep in before the proving began, we saw everyone else who would also compete in the proving, including that little brat of a kid that was throwing rocks at us at the start of the game. But once starting the proving, we had to first grab a trophy off of a grazer, which meant we had to shoot these canisters off their backs. And whilst doing this, I got another trophy to detach 10 components off of machines during combat. But after getting that trophy, I proceeded to win the proving. But as I was being announced as the winner, these enemies decided to attack us and kill literally every single contender in the proving, including that horrible kid. However, I did get a trophy to finish first at the proving. But as Aloy was the only one that was alive at this point, this big enemy called Helis tried to kill us before someone came to the rescue. Frost! I knew he'd come back. Go on, beat him up, Frost. Beat him up. Yes. Finish him. Oh no, why do I feel like he's gonna die? Oh my god, he could actually die, you know. I think this is where Ross dies. No. No! No! Oh my god, yeah, oh my god, I just realised.
Survive.
Oh no! Oh, that is very heroic, but very sad. But after that, dare I say, depressing moment, I just continued through the story and got a trophy to use a modification on a weapon or outfit, a trophy to find my first ancient vessel, and a trophy to stealth kill 10 machines before starting my first bandit camp. And after beating it, I got another trophy to complete my first bandit camp mission. Then pretty soon after that, I ran into my first tool neck in the game, which are these extremely tall machines that you have to climb and override to unlock a part of the map to be visible. So I made sure to override my first tool neck. Am I supposed to climb up here? I remember when I played this on the PS4 version, the tool necks, I literally could not find a way to, oh no. I've just jumped into the lion's den! I have literally just unintentionally ran into the lion's den! Ah! Okay, I think we're good,
Are you sure about that?
I could, oh, but there's one more! Oh, there's one more! Okay, one more. There we go. Oh, I forgot what I was saying now. I just got rudely interrupted and like unintentionally jumped into the lion's den. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, that was it. I literally remember when I was playing on the PS4 version of this game, the tool necks, I could never, like, I think I had to look up quite a few of them because I could just never figure out where I needed to go to actually go onto the tool neck. But I think this is a good start.
I think I can leave.
Wait, hang on. Yes! Oh, that couldn't have been more perfect. Alright, I don't know if there's a trophy to override one tool neck. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a trophy to override all of them. But I don't know if there's a trophy to override one, so I guess we will find out in a second. So we will override this. And then we'll see if we get a trophy or not. There it is, yep, I knew it. First tool neck overridden. Scaled a tool neck and accessed its information. Let's go. So pretty soon after overriding my first tool neck, I started to run into corrupted machines, which are basically like normal machines, but they're slightly more powerful and, well, corrupted. But as I was fighting one, I defeated it and got a trophy to reach level 10. And then soon after that, I decided to complete my first corrupted area as it was nearby, and once taken out all the machines, I got my next trophy. And not to mention that a few minutes later, I also completed my first cauldron, which when completing one, you have the ability to override more machines, which means you can have them be on your side and fight other machines for you. So because I wanted the ability to override more machines, I completed my first cauldron and got a trophy for doing so. And then after completing my first cauldron, I just continued through the story and I got 5 more trophies along the way, with a couple of them being story related and some being miscellaneous trophies. But after getting those trophies, I began to do some side quests that I needed to do to get that missable trophy I mentioned earlier. And on one of those side quests, I ran into these 2 machines called snap maws, which are basically huge alligators but as machines. And these machines are pretty scary, I won't lie. But after taking out the first one, I was able to take out the second one as well. Hopefully it will come over here. Get ready. Beautiful. Oh my god, I was a bit too... Oh my god. Wait, oh my god. What did I just do? What did I just do? I mean, that took a lot of health off, but I killed it, essentially. Please die. Please, 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 please. Yes. Oh, and I got a trophy. 10 vulnerable machines killed. Kills. Killed 10 machines weak to fire while burning or weak to freeze while frozen. Let's go. But after defeating those snap maws, I just continued with this same side quest and also a couple more in the area before going back to one of the main story quests with this guy called Erend. As for this main quest, we were helping him discover what happened to his sister, as he was sure that she was dead. However, whilst going through this specific main story quest, we soon discover that Erend's sister is still alive, and the dead body he saw of her was not actually her, and she was actually trapped at this camp and being tortured. So we fought through all the machines and bandits in the area to get to her, but as we got to her, she ended up dying in Erend's arms from the pain she went through. And this was honestly so sad, man, like I'm not gonna lie. But on this next mission, we had to fight this guy called Duval, as he was responsible for Ursa's death, and he was the one that kidnapped and tortured her. And this fight was actually quite difficult, as this guy was just simply not human with the amount of arrows he was taking. Why didn't she just stealth? Oh my, I would have stealthed. Get hit. Get hit. Oh no, he took way more damage off me. See, that was right in between the eyes. Oh my gosh. I'm dead. Why doesn't she just stealth it? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, let me shock him instead. Beautiful. Right, let me actually... Oh no. He recovered instantly. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to have to do it. Come on. He's like 2 more shots if I get him in the head. Which that one wasn't a headshot. Oh wait, no, he's dead. So are you. And so are you. Oh, what a shot I am. But after taking out Duval, he ended up calling in a bunch of machines called Glint Hawks. And these machines are overall very easy to beat, as they are not durable at all, as you just have to shoot them with 2 fire arrows and then critical strike them when they are stunned on the floor. But the only problem with them is they can be quite difficult to hit as they just fly around. But after fighting a bunch of these Glint Hawks, I was able to take out the last one with style. Nice shots. Nice shots! That was beautiful. Let's go. And there's my trophy. Saved Meridian from its foe. Helped Erend investigate Ursa's fate and foiled a plot against Meridian. Awesome, that was a fun mission. I enjoyed that one. Oh no. Oh my god! Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness! What the hell just happened? It felt like I blinked and then just died! Yes, my friends, what you just witnessed there was a couple rock breakers absolutely annihilating me in seconds. And in my opinion, they are 1 out of the 3 of the most dangerous, biggest and hardest machines in the game. But I would end up facing a machine that either takes that number 1 or number 2 spot on that list, for me called a Thunderjaw. Because I went through the story for the next hour or so and got a few more trophies along the way, before I decided to do another cauldron mission. But little did I know that I unintentionally decided to do the hardest one and the one that requires you to be around level 30, which is the highest level a cauldron requires you to be out of all of them. And that's because at the end of each cauldron you have to fight a certain machine, and for this cauldron I had to fight a damn Thunderjaw. And I was dreading this because, like I said, they are either the worst or second worst machines to fight in the game, but I was also not expecting to fight a Thunderjaw so soon. And the fact how I was a lower level to what the required level was for this cauldron just meant this was going to be that much harder to beat this Thunderjaw. That's a Thunderjaw! No way, man. I didn't think it was a Thunderjaw. No. It doesn't have, its body doesn't have a weakness either. Oh my goodness. I wasn't prepared for this. Oh no. 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 Okay, that's off. Okay, that's a weapon. That's a weapon. Perfect. Oh my god, I wasn't what? I'm so scared right now. Ow! Oh my gosh, I was not mentally prepared to fight a Thunderjaw. Okay, if I can just... I'm gonna heal, I don't care. If I can just run and grab this, I could be okay. Please. Please. Okay, that took a good bit of health off, over half. Where's the damn weapon? On its side, there it is. Okay, it's off, it's off. Okay, I need him to run this way, so I can go and grab that weapon, and then this should finish him. Unless he run, never mind. I want that weapon, because that will finish him off. I'm scared. Please don't run back, please don't. No, jump! Please! He's gonna run over. Okay, nice. I missed. I gotta be real careful with these shots. Let's go! Oh, and there's a trophy, reach level 25. So that's to, yeah, reach player level 25. Oh my god. Actually, my head's fried. I was dreading running into one of them because I knew I was going to have to run into them at some point in the game, but I was not expecting it to be that soon. So yeah, I'm just happy that's now done. So after beating that Thunderjaw and completing that cauldron, I did another story mission and got a trophy for completing it. And then soon after that, I did another side quest which worked towards the missable trophy. And in this side quest, I had to fight another Thunderjaw, which was great. But once completing it, I got another trophy. And then I was near the final toolneck that I didn't override at this point, so I quickly overrid it and then got a trophy to override all toolnecks. And then after that, I just continued through the rest of the story getting these trophies along the way, until I got to the final mission called a Looming Shadow. But before doing that final main mission, I did the remaining side quests I needed to do to have all optional allies join the defense for the missable trophy. And I had already done the majority of the side quests prior to this moment, so I only had this hunting grounds side quest to do, which had 4 stages to it. And on the first stage, I had to earn 3 medals on any 3 hunting grounds challenges, so I went and completed all 3 hunting grounds challenges at this same place, and once completing the 3rd challenge, I got 2 trophies, with this one to get a half sun marks in all 3 trials at 1 hunting ground, and then this one to earn a blazing sun mark in all 3 trials at 1 hunting ground. And a blazing sun mark is basically a gold medal in this game for those who don't know. And for a trophy later on, I would actually have to get a blazing sun mark on every single hunting grounds challenge, which I would worry about later. But as I was going through the side quest, I got to a part where I had to collect a Stormbird trophy, which basically means I had to kill it. And whilst going through this game, I have officially decided that Stormbirds are the worst machines in this game, as they are so hard to beat. But after a nearly 10-minute fight with this thing, I finally beat it. Come on, die! Die! Yes! Yes! And I got a trophy! All combat machines killed. Is that to killed at least one of every type of combat machine. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a flipping fight that was. But after beating that Stormbird, I had to fight one more Thunderjaw before all the side quests were completed. And this Thunderjaw had a name called Redmaw, which was basically a normal Thunderjaw to be honest. But I was able to beat it and then finish that specific side quest, which gave me a trophy. And with all the required side quests now done, I went into the final mission of the game. And before getting into a lot of combat, I got my missable trophy, which was great. But this final mission was a lot of fun as it started with me fighting Healy's, who was the one that killed Rost earlier and also captured us later on in the story, which I didn't show in this video. But this fight was almost identical to when I fought Derval, except this guy took so much more damage it was unreal. But luckily there were a bunch of these fire canisters lying around, so I would just shoot them when he was near them and keep my distance. But once killing him, I had a few more big encounters, which on one of them I got a trophy to reach level 40. But after that big encounter, I got to the final boss fight in the game, which was having to fight this huge machine called a Deathbringer. But after beating it, I managed to override Hades and stop it from its evil plan. And after a few cutscenes later, I had finished the story, which meant it was time to give my review on the story and rate it through 1 to 10. Wow, honestly, what a story. Those last two cutscenes like made me slightly tear up and just give me goosebumps because honestly, this story was fantastic. It really was. I forgot how good it was. I haven't played this game since maybe 2018, 2019 on the PS4 version. So like pretty much like over 6 years ago now, roughly. And I remembered some bits of this game, but not everything. And when I played it on the PS4 version, I remembered it being quite a slow burner for me. Like I remember playing it for about 3 hours and I just couldn't get into it until like maybe 3-4 hours later. But this time I was into it from the beginning to end. It probably does help because I've played this game before and I like kind of knew to an extent what to expect. But this game, honestly, it felt new. It felt like a brand new game I was playing because I did not remember the story as much as what happened, as much as I thought I did. So this just felt like a new game, and this story was just incredible. From her being like an outcast and no one caring about her or no one wanting her around, to her just like earning respect and doing all these errands for people and getting these higher promotions and being accepted into these places and just like finding out the story of like how she was born and what she was set out to do. Like it was just fantastic. What a story this was. Like it was just fantastic. It was so much better than what I thought it was. Like I remember when I played it on the PS4 version, I thought it was great, but I completely forgot how good this story is from beginning to end. It was honestly fantastic. Honestly, if I had to give this story a rating through 1 to 10, honestly, I'd have to give it an 8.5. This story, to me, it might be a bit high to some people, it might be a bit low to some people. Like, obviously, people are going to have different opinions, but to me, this deserves an 8.5. This story to me was absolutely fantastic. It gave me all the emotions. It made me almost tear up at the end. You know, like this story that was fantastic, and the missions as well, like the story missions, like there wasn't one mission I did where like I got bored. Like everything was just so much fun to do, and even some of the side missions as well to lead up to that missable trophy, like all of it was just so much fun. Yeah, this gets an 8.5 from me. This game was fantastic. And there's the trophy, ended the war machine threat. So yeah, ended the threat of the ancient war machines, which I assume is the end of the story. So with the first step of this platinum now done, it is now on to the second step, which was to get all the collectibles. And in this game, there are 4 different types of collectibles, with there being metal flowers, ancient vessels, vantage points, and Bannock figures. I believe that's how you say it anyway. And there are a total of 8 trophies, with 4 of them being to collect one of each type of collectible, and then the other 4 being to collect all types of collectibles. And whilst going through this step, I picked up my first Bannock figure, which gave me a trophy for it, as this was the only type of collectible I didn't pick up during the first step. So I just went through collecting every single collectible and got the remaining 4 trophies I needed. And this was extremely easy to do because I brought a map from a merchant pretty early in the game that basically reveals where all the collectibles are, so that was very helpful. But yeah, this only took me just under a couple hours to do and was very easy thanks to buying all 4 maps. But with the second step of this platinum now done, it is now on to the third step, which was to complete all the remaining side activities. And those side activities are bandit camps, cauldrons, corrupted areas, and hunting grounds challenges. So I started off by completing my last bandit camp, as I only had 1 more to do. Alright, so I'm at the final bandit camp now, and as you guys can see at the left of the screen, I just need to kill the bandits, and then that'll be it. Now, I can either stealth this quietly, or just go in loud and just like try and take them all out quickly, which is slightly more risky because I don't have as much heals as I want to have. So I'm going to try and stealth this as best as I can here. But yeah, this is the last bandit camp I need to do before getting the trophy to complete all bandit camps. So hopefully this won't take me too long. And what I'm also going to do as well is I'm going to try my best to get this miscellaneous trophy. I forgot what it's called, but I basically just need to kill 3 enemies with a strike from above attack, which is like just being above them and pressing R1 to strike from above. I've done it for 2 enemies already, so I just need to do it for 1 more. And I'm going to try and get it on this bandit camp, but if I don't get it, then it's not the end of the world. Right, I don't know if it's wise to take him out or not. Oh my god. Look how much health he has left. There we go. Oh no, they see me. They see me. All right, let's move over here instead. Hi. Oh wait, can I get the strike for? Oh, I thought I could get. Hang on, I could get it here. Hang on, there we go. That's got to be a trophy. I might die. Yes, there's the trophy. Okay, there's the trophy. There's the miscellaneous trophy that I was going for. So I've got that. Now I need to heal because I'm about to die. All right. 2 more left. Okay, one of them's there. Take you out. And then the last one's right there. So I might just try and stealth him. We'll wait till he gets a bit closer. And then there we go. Boom, there it is. As far as I'm aware, that is the bandit camp completed. There it is. Cleared all bandit camps. Awesome. Took back all settlements, from the bandit clans. Okay, awesome. So once completing all bandit camps, I decided to do the last cauldron that I needed to do. That was very easy difficulty-wise. However, for some reason, on this last one, I got lost so bad, and it took like 8 minutes to actually find the exit of this cauldron. But besides from getting lost, I was able to complete it with ease and get my next trophy. Then I decided to do the corrupted areas, and like the cauldrons, I did all the harder ones first, as completing the easier ones as my last one to get the trophy would be much easier. But on one of these corrupted areas that was apparently one of the more easier ones, I had to fight 2 rock breakers, which were those horrible machines that jump scared me and killed me in seconds. But after beating that corrupted area, I only had 1 more to beat, which was extremely easy to where I got my next trophy to defeat all corrupted areas. But before starting the Hunting Grounds challenges, I quickly got a trophy called All Machines Catalogued, which was to scan every type of machine. But once quickly getting that trophy, I now had to complete all Hunting Grounds challenges and get a Blazing Sun mark on all of them. Now there is a trophy to get a half sun mark on all of them, but the fact how I also have to get a Blazing Sun mark on all of them as well, just meant I would focus on getting a Blazing Sun mark on all of these challenges. And I'll admit, when I initially started this, I thought I was going to absolutely hate this, because when I went for the Platinum on the PS4 version, I really didn't like these Hunting Grounds challenges one bit. But playing them this time round, I absolutely loved them, and they were actually probably one of, if not my favourite side quest / activity on this game. And it was so much easier than I thought to get a Blazing Sun mark on all these challenges. So by the time I got to the last challenge, I was able to beat it with a slight bit of struggle, but overall they were still so much fun and easier than I thought. And after completing all of them and getting a Blazing Sun medal on all of them as well, I got my next 2 trophies. So with the 3rd step of this platinum now done, it is now onto the 4th and final step, which was just the cleanup. So I only had 4 trophies left to get before the platinum, with 2 of them being technically collectible based trophies, which technically I could have done on the 2nd step, but at the time of getting this platinum, I saw these 2 trophies as more miscellaneous stuff. And the 2 trophies I'm talking about are these 2 right here, with one of them to recover an ancient technology and put it to use, and the other one to find and knock over all 23 Grazier dummies. So I started with the first one, and for this I had to find a bunch of these power cells, which can be found in certain places in certain areas that you visit throughout the story. So I quickly went and grabbed all of them and then completed the puzzles to get the outfit, and then opened this shield weaver box, which when doing that I got my trophy. And then I decided to find and knock over all 23 Grazier dummies, and after about 15 minutes later, I only had 1 more to find and knock over. Okay, so the last Grazier, I think it's called a Grazier dummy, is somewhere around here where I've set this marker. So once I find this and knock it down, I should get my trophy, but I just need to figure out, there it is. So knock that down, and there it is. Downed 23 Grazier dummies. Found and knocked over all of the Grazier training dummies in the Nora region, sorry. Okay, awesome. All right, now I've just got 2 more trophies to get, and that's to reach level 50 and buy all the skill points. And in fact, I can buy all the skill points now because I think I've got enough. I've got 14 skill points. I've got enough to get this last Forger one here, and then these 3 Prowler ones here. The only reason I'm not going to get these ones is because I think this is the DLC side of the skill points, if I remember correctly from the PS4 version. I think these are the DLC ones, so these won't count. So if I just buy all the rest of the skills from this side, and then I should get a trophy for getting all skill points. There it is, all skills learned. Awesome. Okay, learned all available skills. So that's to get all the skills. And now I've just got one more trophy, and that's to reach level 50. So luckily, I'm level 49, and I'm just under halfway from being level 50. So I think if I just kill a few machines and like take out big machines like Thunderjaws and Ravengers and stuff like that, which there's actually a hunting grounds to do that. If I just go ahead and do that, then I should get the trophy to reach level 50 in like the next 10 minutes, hopefully. But yeah, I'm just going to go on to hunting grounds, go on to this one here, and then ideally fast travel over there. And yeah, luckily it's right here, so we'll fast... Well, oh no, I can't fast travel over here. Oh no, yes I can. Okay, fast travel over here, and then yeah, just I think if I just do this hunting grounds over and over again, I should be able to do it. So I ended up doing this hunting grounds challenge only 2 times, as it gives you 10,000 points just to complete it, and you also get extra points for defeating the machines as well. And as I was halfway to level 50, this didn't take long at all, and then after completing it for the second time, all I had to do was run back to the hunting grounds person and talk to them, and then I would get my platinum. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Give me my platinum trophy game, please. Let me talk to you.
I never thought.
10,000. There it is. Reached level 50. Let's go. And where's my platinum trophy? There it is. All trophies obtained. Oh, that was so much fun. So that is the platinum trophy obtained, which means it is now time to rank all the categories that I'd mentioned at the start of the video through 1 to 10, starting with the trophies. And when thinking about all the trophies in this game, I genuinely can't think of one trophy that was bad or painful to get. I mean, all the story trophies were fine to get, and same with the side quests and even the collectibles as well. But even most of the machine-based trophies, like having to kill all combat machines, for example, or having to override 7 different machines like that, was extremely easy, and most of it I got naturally whilst playing the story and side quests. So yeah, the fact how literally not one trophy on this game was bad, and a lot of them I got naturally just by playing the game normally, made the experience of getting these trophies easy and fun. So because of that, I would have to rate the trophies an 8 out of 10. The reason it's not a 9 out of 10 is because when going into the game, I remembered a lot of these trophies from the PS4 version, so that probably did help me to get these trophies naturally. But getting these trophies was still extremely enjoyable and easy to get. So yeah, because of that, the trophies get an 8 out of 10 from me. Now let's talk about the gameplay. And to be honest, I was quite surprised of how much I enjoyed the gameplay on this game. Because on the PS4 version, I enjoyed the story and platinum, and the gameplay wasn't bad by any means, but I will admit, back then I wasn't a fan of the gameplay, mainly because of the melee combat. However, one thing I did enjoy back then was I enjoyed shooting arrows from the crossbow. But you could tell straight away that they improved the gameplay when it comes to shooting arrows and even melee attacks. Like, it felt so satisfying to pull back an arrow and feel the vibration on the L2 and R2 buttons, and actually feeling like you're pulling an arrow back on a crossbow getting ready to fire. And I loved the feeling of shooting an arrow at a machine and the impact it would make if you would hit a weak point. Like, it was so good and so smooth. Even though I think the melee combat in this game could definitely be better, I did enjoy it a lot more on this game compared to the PS4 version, as it didn't feel as heavy or slow, which I liked. And yeah, overall the gameplay was very good. The only critique I have is I wasn't a big fan of the climbing mechanics on this game, as a lot of the time, I would aim the left stick to jump to a certain handhold and Aloy for some reason just didn't want to listen most of the time. But besides from that small detail, the gameplay was amazing and I enjoyed it overall. So because of that, I would give the gameplay an 8 out of 10. Now let's talk about the graphics / game visuals. And in terms of the graphics, pretty much every single detail when it comes to the city, the lighting, the machines and the characters, etc. looked absolutely incredible. When playing through the game, sometimes I couldn't help but just take in how beautiful this game looked. And when it comes to the PS4 version, the game looked amazing then, but on the PS5 version they improved the graphics on every level. I mean, except for Rost. Honestly, I hate to say it, but Rost's character model was the only thing in this game that looked worse visually than it did on the PS4 version. But honestly, that is the only negative thing I can say about the graphics / game visuals, if you can even call that a negative. So yeah, because of that, I would give the graphics / game visuals an 8.5 out of 10. And finally, let's talk about the difficulty. So the guide gave this a 3 out of 10 difficulty, and it honestly depends what difficulty you play this game on, because luckily there isn't a difficulty based trophy. I mean, unless you play on New Game Plus. But I played this game on normal difficulty and there were definitely a couple moments with machines that were quite challenging, but nothing on this game was that bad to the point where I felt frustrated or feeling that I was going to be stuck on that certain bit. So yeah, I would definitely agree with this number and give the difficulty a 3 out of 10. So with all of that said, the question is it worth it? And without any hesitation, this platinum is 1000% worth it. Like, not only is the game alone fantastic, but the platinum is extremely enjoyable and it's not hard at all. Like I said, there's a couple challenging moments, but overall this is a fun and easy platinum topped with a fantastic gaming and story experience as well. And as someone that played the PS4 version and got platinum on that, I don't and didn't think this was a waste of time re-getting the platinum again, because it honestly felt like a new game at points. And not to mention that because I already have the PS4 version owned on my PlayStation, this PS5 version only cost me £10, which I think is so worth that money. So if you have the PS4 version of this game, the PS5 version will only cost you £10, which I think is so worth it. So I advise you guys spend that £10 to experience this platinum on the PS5 version. If you don't have the PS5 version, then I think this game is around £60 on the PS Store, which is a little much. Like, the max I would pay for this game is maybe £45. But yeah, this platinum is definitely worth it in my opinion, 1000%. So that is my thoughts and opinions on this game and its platinum. Let me know in the comments whether you guys agree or disagree with my opinions and thoughts, and what you guys think about this platinum and whether you guys think it's worth it or not, as I'm genuinely curious to hear your guys' opinions. But anyway, I'm going to leave the video here, so if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, as that would mean a lot. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn those notifications on so you don't miss future videos. And take care, see you guys later.